Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a day with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In a yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 million on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?
Welcome in, everybody, for a heavyweight Titan Conqueror League matchup between Syndicate Catgirls and TMG Demon Hunters. And against two teams that their only losses have been against the top of the table, Dorado Gaming Omega. So we're expecting a very exciting matchup tonight. Bringing it to you will be myself, Isaac, and alongside me, Crims.
Yep, welcome here again to this cast, and yeah, it's a bit of an anime team kill here as the Catgirls are going up against the Demon Hunters. Does K-pop Demon Hunters count as anime? I mean, it's animated. I'm not sure. It's
if we're talking about like the definition as it was defined by the Japanese, anime is just any sort of animated media. So like Fairly Odd Parents is anime. I'm probably going to catch some heat for that statement, but you know, it is what it is. But focusing in on the teams themselves, as I mentioned, these two teams are some of the top teams in the league. I mean, in the power rankings by tiers, he has them marked as second and fourth. As I mentioned, the only losses they've had have been against the only undefeated team in the league. These 2 rosters are filled with names that you'll hear around at this level a lot of times, with the likes of Rang, Deli, Aquafelice, Nubly, Terps. You see them in pretty much every single league at this ELO bracket, and yeah, and it's been showing in their results so far this season.
Yeah. So I believe both of these teams are kind of on the heels of defeat last week. The Demon Hunters did lose to the Dorado team as well as the Catgirls. So both these teams are going to want to rebound here, picking up a win. Obviously, for TMG, they want to keep picking up the wins to be in contention with Dorado. And then the Catgirls would like to just keep another win here to basically be in the top half of the portion for the playoffs. And as we're kind of just jumping through the bands here, a bunch of target bands, we're going to see, I'm not sure, if we're going to let people be playing their power picks like the Silas here. Mel, super annoying champion, really hard to move from mid lane. So if you want to make sure you're going to be making some wins in the mid lane, you got to get rid of Mel here. As I think right now, AD carry or jungle is probably the best pick for first pick here. I like stuff like Corki. I think things like Wukong Curse are still really good.
I think
they're gonna go with Ornn.
Oh, okay.
Well, this just lets the enemy team pick Trundle if they so wish. I like just because I want to see a Trundle doesn't mean it's gonna happen. But here you go.
I mean, Urgot, obviously very much a lane bully, does have that ranged kind of versus melee matchup into the Ornn. I mean, Trundle is a jungler, even though I haven't seen it too much in champion pools up until now. But Yunara will be selected, not the Trundle, so still up and available potentially if TMG want to take that away for themselves. It is a very popular and strong pick at this point in time. Obviously, though, with ADCs showing, they'll respond with Jinx for themselves.
Yeah, Yunara, great champion, really strong AD carry, can take over lane phase, and has a huge peak in mid game as well. So they're going to match with scaling on the side of True Minded Gaming. Going to pick up the Jinx, try to win these team fights, and they are also going to pick Jax jungle quite early. Wukong comes out, not necessarily going to be able to duel the Jax, but in terms of team fights, Wukong is amazing at stopping AD carries like Jax from getting in and killing your own AD in the backline. So ends up being a really good pick.
I also think just generally Wukong right now is really strong. As we get through the second round of bans, one thing I want to see taken away from TMG Demon Hunters, it's got to be the Braum when you have Ornn locked in like that. Surely, right? Like, we take away Braum here because you just throw up the Unbreakable and then Ornn's pretty much useless, right? We're banning Braum. TMG. We're doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe not. Maybe not. Like, you could go something like, if you go an Enchanter, do not pick Braum into an Enchanter. So you kind of have to wait in response. So if you're going to pick an engaged champion, which is looking highly likely like they're going to pick an engaged champion right now, because of the Seraphine, you really need to get something like a Nautilus going. But that does leave off a Braum counter pick here. You pick up LeBlanc, again, mid lane bully, looking like a good angle. And this is kind of where we see, where is their mind? How are they going to be playing this game in this support pick role? So they're going to pick Renata. They're afraid of the Wukong engage. They thought that they had enough on their own with the Ornn. I feel like you could always just go more engage into a Seraphine, but they're going to go ahead and disagree with me here. And now you kind of want to pick an Enchanter in the Renata as well. And they're going to pick Morgana. I think this is mid lane Morgana. I think this is going to be mid lane Morgana.
It'd have to be, right? Yeah. Because comparatively into the Renata, I feel like Morgana would not nearly be as good.
Morgana is really strong in a Renata, but I just feel like you get way freer scaling if you go Seraphine support here. It's going to be way harder to lane Seraphine into the LeBlanc. So Morgana is just a good pick either way. In fact, they probably should have just picked Morgana.
Well, I mean,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But I mean, it's also mid lane Morgana's been one that's been rising in popularity in the last few months. I think ever since Samikin played that in NACL and won the game 5. I think it was against Super.
Did Caps play too? I think did Caps.
Caps ended up playing it at Worlds. Yeah, but I mean the OGs, the real ones, The real ones know the Syndicate Morgana was the one that came out first. That kind of.
If you're
at
a
least
tier
was
2
like,
enjoyer. Tier 2 enjoyer, you knew.
yeah. Real ball knowers will go with this one. But yeah, I mean, Caps picked it up, and it's only been rising in popularity since. Obviously, it hasn't really been touched this patch, and into the LeBlanc, as soon as you get in around level 4 or 5, you just press W, and then LeBlanc has to stay in lane. She really can't move anywhere.
The weakness of every assassin is being stuck in lane. So Morgana, excellent pusher there, is eventually going to be able to push the wave and just keep LeBlanc locked in there. So we'll see. Vrang's going to have to make some adjustment here. Maybe early gank would be tough, but is something of a possibility that either early gank this Morgana, or you're just going to drop waves and go bot lane. I mean, I feel like you have to leave lane at some point in time if you want to win this game, and either you're gonna get assistance to do it yourself, or either you just drop lane and then just get your 80 carry fed, get as much gold on Delhi, and then just steamroll these team fights, because you have a team fighting 80 carry and you have a tank, and that's just going to be the goal.
Yeah, and I am interested to see though what TMG Demon Hunters do, like how they work with the composition that they've drafted for themselves. I'm a little bit surprised with what they've gone with, because I mean, they really haven't picked a lot of Orin so far, nor the LeBlanc or the Renata. They haven't played at all. I mean, if we're talking about TMG Demon Hunters, they really like to keep to the champions that they play. They are very flexible with those champions, with the likes of, they've played Rumble in the jungle, for example. But they don't really deviate too far from it. But obviously they will go through now. And Shy Bishan is healed with Guardian at level 1 before the 1 minute mark.
Yeah, that is a bit of a painful misclick. But no one will be any wiser on the side of Syndicate.
That is true. That is a valid point. There is zero shot Syndicate Catgirls actually know that Shy Bishan won't have heals.
And if they do know, then they're cheating. So easy evidence there. I believe Porofessor doesn't track stuff like that anymore either. You actually have to click it. It has to be clicked or seen on screen for it to go. As Vrang gets a nice ward down, so that is jungle information for Alves to play with here. And unfortunately, they don't get a counter ward of their own, so Jax could be anywhere.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also a really high quality spot of the, if talking about the warding locations, the counter ward that Nubly was able to put down was very defensive to potentially stop a counter jungle, and maybe it's an option to opt into the vertical. Obviously, they won't see that coming through, so they'll have a little bit of information from it, but not nearly as much. But speaking of the junglers, they're both starting on this bottom side, looking to move up top in this first clear.
A bot lane here, aggressive tussle for control lane dominance. Delhi, okay, a little shy on the rockets there, is going to give push over to Yunara. Double enchanter bot lane here.
Into Vrang, going to get hit by Dark Binding. You said earlier, does really need to have an explosive early few levels before Aqua Felice can really start to just AFK clear the waves on this Morgana, and well, tried to do that there, but not so much to the
question
success
for you,
just yet.
Isaac.
Okay, yeah.
What is the champion that Faker's LeBlanc first lost to?
I'm considering the the circumstance of this game. I'm going to guess that it was Morgana, because surely Faker's. Oh wait, that's a really good Dark Binding from Aqua Felix again. He's reading Vrang like a book, really. At this point, 2 for 2 on the Dark Bindings, on the dashes, the distortions.
Yes, the first ever loss on LeBlanc was, Faker LeBlanc was a Morgana, and that was at MSI.
What year? Don't mind
what
asking.
Year? Oh man, if you ask me straight up,
Were you there when the book was written, or when the
no? I'm not really good at remembering the year. I'd have to go back through every year to get to it, so that's gonna take too much time, and we have a game to cast. But
Oh, yeah,
I
no.
mean, if I think I want to say like 2018. As we have here, as expected, a bit of dominance from Nubly in the top side. 10 CS lead. I know the wave's
Actually,
crashing, so we'll call it like a
might of
5
a
at least.
little of a scuffle in the jungle. All's already
Ooh,
taken
Alps is low.
quite low, and the side of Syndicate Catgirls were alive there
Oh,
first.
that's a
But the
flash.
response from Ek, not
Red buff?
quite enough to burn for the red buff. Not going to quite find the kill with the extra healing from the health potion of Alves. And through all that, kind of off-screen, Vrang getting a nice little jump onto Aquaphillies, getting them low.
Yeah, Wukong's definitely going to be pretty strong early, especially with Conqueror as well. Alves opting in for lethal tempo. That's going to make that really hard to win a duel versus Wukong. And so Alves has to run away there. Luckily, red buff heal, going to let them do the rest of their half clear. As we already have a recall coming in. Wukong straight to bot lane. Did burn flash, didn't get the kill.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. Terrain playing its role there. Say it was a big blunder from Ek. I mean, let's admit to ourselves, we've all done that before as well. The flash into the terrain. It just happens, but as you said, both junglers heading now towards the bottom half of the map immediately, though a turn away from X suggests that maybe they're not looking to find anything else onto Delhi or Shibisham.
Yeah, as well. Alves is going to be pretty far behind, actually, in the clear, about half the jungle as they recall now. And this is... Well, actually, now that I'm looking at it, the CS isn't there with Alves, so never mind. Nubly going to get the flash out. And Terps
nice
has to burn that.
Nice flip from Nubly. He's mentioned no flash and has access to the Fear Beyond Death as well. No mana though, so we'll probably go back, potentially teleport in, depending on the choice. Yeah, and we'll try to use that extra tempo to continue to put the pressure on Terps.
I didn't realize that Wukong skipped camps. Oh, Delhi getting caught by the slow. Getting poked down a bit. Seraphine free scaling so far on D-Shot. Something that the Demon Hunters have to keep in mind. Seraphine scaling is going to be an important factor in this game. Top side.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wait, before we get to that, Aquafina is going to use an ultimate. And we'll get the flash out of Rain, outing at level 6, but before we get to that in the mid lane, the flip over onto Alves takes him low, but the Fear Beyond Death doesn't quite hit the mark, and now Terps is going to have to dash way into the wall to try to get himself further away. Luckily, no ult for Nubly means that he's fine for now.
Yeah, the ult being used a bit premature there. Wasn't accounting for the leap strike over the wall. But that is a lot of power being shown in the top side. Nubly still has the flash. Could potentially be a kill up there because Terps, Alves, and Vrang. If there is going to be a Grubs fight win for Syndicate, now would be the time to settle it because no flashes on their top side means that they really shouldn't go for it up there.
Yeah, and I mean, Nubly's been playing this matchup. I was about to say, as expected, because even though it's been going good for him, that is why they opt for this or got into Ornn matchup. He's done
All the waves
you asked
pushing
of him,
away. This is going to be a huge loss.
It is moving away from Terps. Eee. Ooh.
Yeah, that CS is going to be harder and harder to get. Beautifully managed wave there. And Terps is in trouble. Alves, though, looking at bot lane, saying, yeah, Ornn, you're a tank. You're just going to press buttons at the end of the day. We are going to play bot side.
Yeah, if there is one champion that you that you would be okay with giving up the gold to, it is the Ornn. Doesn't really mind all that much missing out on any sort of gold. Not the most reliant on being able to hit the items, as well as have any super significant item breakpoints. And you know, as long as you have Call of the Forge God, I mean, one really good use of that. And as long as the rest of your team can follow up, it doesn't really matter. But speaking of not really mattering, you're going to have to flash away from the tower, taking 2 shots, and now the Call of Forge God will be casted onto the Ornn. First blood to Terps. Oh no, we were just talking about how Nubly was playing this matchup pretty well, and yeah. Oof.
That was not a good turret dive. Also, I mean, your jungler was doing grubs, so either, I think, okay, so the real play is you dive Terps together and then you do grubs. That is the correct order of operations here. Wait a minute, Rain trying to start something
will
up.
try to find Ek, but the Dark Binding will find its way onto LeBlanc. Now Cyclone will be used to escape. Super Mega Death Rocket will miss, but you know, it's early. And now the flash over from Alps to try to find the kill onto the enemy Wukong, but there's a lot of peel from Aqua Felice. The Dark Binding and the ults will slow things down, but now the Morgana's in trouble. Vrain going over the wall will finally find Ek, but it comes at the cost of Aqua Felice.
Oh, wait, hold up. They just lost 3 for nothing.
Yeah.
And that is a huge win for the Demon Hunters here. And it is quite a bit of a mistake. Nubly going for the dive solo and dies in the process, meaning that the Grubs take is going to be very sketchy. And it ended up costing them 2 more kills. And now Demon Hunters, great spot. Vrang, 2 kills up.
Deli left alone in the bot lane, and so they move forward onto the Jinx. Maj not going to opt to. Oh my goodness! Use the ultimates.
You're speaking in tongues. That's okay.
Hey, you know, it's the language of we have ascended beyond the need of the English language here on Titan Esports.
Yeah, I understood exactly what you meant through vibes and feel. Well, no, I got you. But yeah, that is a huge trade. Deli didn't pop anything though, so far you could think of it as just an investment, as they are going to be getting chunked out under turret. Huge CS lead in the bot side. There's nothing to scoff at there, as you can see here. Well on their way to first item spike. Maj going to be there first.
Feel that with this recall, it could be pretty big. The Yuntal Wild Arrow is getting completed by Maj. Already will be particularly strong should Syndicate Catgirls try to focus the attention to this bottom half of the map, but all the while Vrang and dangerously close to the Dark Binding, but not quite going to hit the mark.
Is this the correct LeBlanc build? Someone's gonna have to update me. I don't know.
I haven't seen the recent LeBlanc build, if I'm being completely honest, but Malignance doesn't sound great. Hold on, called Forge God will be used by Terps and will land it onto Nubly. Once again, another solo kill for Terps.
This top lane's turning into a disaster. This is a disaster.
Yeah. That and also the damage on the tank assassin mage bruiser, the reputation fully out in full display on this game, but
getting close to the wall. Oh, you can see the jungle.
Oh, they'll see Ults. They'll see him now. Okay.
There we go. There we go. On the flank, though, they're going to try to fight for vision. This is really risky, because if they see this... Oh, this is a bit too early.
Ek is spotted. Will just use a clone to get away. Luckily, Wukong does have a lot of escape options. Now Maj and Deli kind of going after it in a 1v1. Not going to fully commit to that. Hold on. Vrang being very aggressive onto Aqua Felice. Gets the Cyclone out of Ek. So not much else. Still a very good mode. Super Mega Death Rocket. A very valiant effort from Deli to try to find the execute onto Aqua Felice, but not quite getting it there.
Oh, okay. Terps is not scared anymore. The prey has become the predator. And Nubly's going to have to be very cautious now, especially without the Black Cleaver. Sunfire Cape on Terps means that, yes, you're going to be able to beat up this Urgot for quite a bit of time here. Recover that CS deficit. Meanwhile, looks like Dragon spawning in 20 seconds, and the Demon Hunters are going to be Dragon Hunters for a little bit of time. Oh, I see Nubly. Wait, Nubly's coming down. They're going to sacrifice top waves for this if Nubly commits.
Nubly does have access to the teleport. Forfeiture fight, but flash forward from side vision finds its way onto Maj. Hostile takeover, not quite going to hit the mark. Gets D-shot, and Maj fairly tabs it, but they're far enough away, not really follow up on that. Aqua Felice doing their best to find the damage onto Brain.
Oh, wait a minute, not far away.
To get away, finally gets out of the corrupted chains. But really good response from Syndicate Catgirls to get TMG Demon Hunters off the Drake. As you mentioned earlier, Nubly also joining up for this Drake take to prevent the Dragon stacking. Can TMG Demon Hunters do anything about the flash forward from Nubly? Finds way onto multiple Alls, getting a really good counter strike, and the CC Kane finds everything for the Demon Hunters. They are golden at this point in time. One more goes the way of Vrang, and it was all started off a really good counter strike from Alves.
Oh, perfect TP angle as well from Terps. The only thing you could criticize there is they could have done that a bit faster. They might have been able to pick up the Dragon as well, but a huge team fight victory. Going to be a lot of gold in their pockets, and we can see Vrang 5-0, 550 gold. Bounty as well. Probably going to back and just buy an item or something, or at least get very close to buying an item. This is going to be a huge gold lead. And yeah, you know, they could have taken the free plates and they could have taken the free gold onto Terps, but they said, nah, we're going to fight this one out.
And it works out for them perfectly. I think Terps is this point will now basically be nigh upon impossible to kill, but it won't stop Syndicate Catgirls from trying. As a gank from Ek set to come through, does have access to the Cyclone, but Terps is just a bit too far away, and actually Terps might try to find a little bit more. Cyclone finally used, buying time for Alves to arrive. Terps has gotten very low. Finally, the Jax has arrived. Ek is the target for Terps, who now flashes forward onto the Orb, but doesn't quite have the damage to find the kill, but Alves in a bit of trouble. No flash to get away. Nubly will be able to trade it back. Yeah, wait, don't stop there. Fear Beyond Death finds its way onto the Orb, so Nubly gets the fade away kill, but Vrang will try to respond. Not quite enough burst on that LeBlanc just yet to take down the Urgot.
Did not expect that one. Terps got caught slipping, and Nubly picks up a kill, and it's going to be two going back their way. They're going for this turret. They don't have the best wave clear. Could be dangerous to attempt it.
But oh my goodness, the binding, the dark binding from Aqua Felice again, reading the distortions like a book. Yet another binding finds its way onto Shy Bishan, who's certainly not long for this world. Aqua Felice popping off.
Yeah, I was a bit skeptical of the wave clear from Vrang there. You know, that's the problem with the LeBlanc. You have to commit to get the wave, and that can be punished, as this could be a lot of gold going back for the Catgirls here, and they're going to be able to pick up the Rift Shell as well. They need
the tower and 3 objectives. Yeah, they got the grubs. I'm pretty sure.
You're right, they did get the grubs.
I mean,
and
that's
they got a
completely
dragon
against the run of play.
Okay, there it is. So they do have it.
Yeah.
They do have the feats. Okay. Well, they are also going to pick up feats and get those upgraded boots, which is absolutely huge, especially once we get to the mid game here. So it looked like the Demon Hunters had this game. It was in their hands, and a bit of, you know, trying to over-greed. Terps trying to get the wave, Vrang trying to get the wave. Could have just let it go and ended up giving up a lot of gold back. And so now Catgirls, they're in a good spot again.
Basically back level in terms of gold at this point in time, when just a few moments ago it was looking very, very unlikely that the Catgirls would be able to overturn that gold deficit. But we are now at this point in the game. I mean, I'm completely surprised with how this has turned out, because I mean, we're talking about Terps. I mean, he's still 2-1-6 on the sword, and he's still very difficult to take down. But now that Nubly has access to the Black Cleaver, it's just a little bit less tanky on this Ornn. And Nubly has bought themselves some more agency in this 1v1.
Yeah, newfound courage with the Black Cleaver in tow. Well, doesn't quite get the trade that they were looking for. But still, have to be cautious into an anti-tank like Urgot here. 4 seconds on this next dragon. It looks like, in terms of prio, Demon Hunters might have the edge here. But Syndicate, with Urgot going to be making an appearance in the mid lane, should get this mid lane prio. And with Vrang going back right now, yeah, it looks like all the lights are pointing towards the Syndicate Catgirls getting this next dragon here. We'll see if they can pull it off.
Obviously going to deploy the Rift Heralds.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Rift Herald will be found, and now the hostile takeover finds some 3 members. It's a really good engage from the Demon Hunters. D-shots the target, finally taken down by Tribition, but the response from the Catgirls finds the binding onto multiple members. The corrupted chains getting multiple, but Deli now is excited, getting forward with the attack speed and the move speed only. Will be able to pick one up, so a slight numbers advantage to the Demon Hunters, but a really good zap finds its way onto Maj, and Aquafelix has to flash away, leaving his ADC to die. Aquafelix is again going to dodge out that zap, and is all right for now, but it's a very good late on fight from the Demon Hunters.
That was close. That one could have went either way. But why are we taking the Rift Herald in front of the entire enemy team? Like, why was that an option in your mind there? Just let the Rift Herald die, go to Dragon, get your free Dragon instead. Whole team fight breaks out mid lane, which gives Vrang a really good flank in that last fight. And you can see Vrang was able to dump lots of damage and even come back in the later end of the fight, pick up extra kills. So even though this LeBlanc game is really hard because of the Morgana mid lane, Vrang's doing a good job, except for one moment navigating this game so far.
Yeah, and with all that happening, with the kills going to both teams, the Dragon is still up and is a target of the Catgirls, but they're setting up quite nicely for a potential call of the Forge God, but that will take a while to come back up and become available to the Demon Hunters. They're missing a few key ultimates. Oh my goodness! Aquafelix absolutely deleted! He had like 2/3 of his health bar left, and just one ability from Frank takes him down. The target is now Ek as well. The Redemption drops, keeping him alive a little bit longer. Will flash away. Can the call the Forge God find the kill? It won't. It's actually the Super Mega Death Rocket from downtown by Deli picking up that one.
All right, looks like they're going to give a mid-pro here as well. They did pick up Dragon already. Oh, they're just going to go for Otacon trade. Interesting trade here. I'm on the fence about this one. Mid lane tier 2 is a lot of money. It's a pretty good turret to take, to be honest, for Otacon, which you probably could have picked up Otacon anyway if you just went to defend your tier 2. So I'm gonna go with you probably could have done this without trading mid turret. that's my review of this play.
I mean, they also get the bot lane tier 1. It's not nearly as much gold, but the Otacon and an extra tower. It might not be the most optimal play, but it's a pretty safe one. And, I mean, considering they are at the 2k gold now with Otacon.
You lose your mid turret, and that means the enemy team could do a lot more vision control. Now, it's up to Syndicate to actually use this, because if they don't do a good job using the mid tier 2 being down, then it doesn't really matter. So we'll see. But in terms of overall, I don't like that trade, personally.
It could have definitely. It's definitely probably could have been better, but it's far from the end of the world for TMG Demons, especially with how much damage Vrang does.
Are we gonna get a repeat?
Binding finds its way onto LeBlanc. So Aquafelix. He's had a few reads on these distortions with these bindings, but I mean 6, 1, and 3. It doesn't really quite matter how good you are with them.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're not going to have an objective for about 3 minutes now. So both teams so far have been farming, but it looks like... Okay, never mind. They're not going to be making a play mid lane. Although Maj does not have flash right now. So if you wanted to make it a kill onto the AD, this would be a good time. I was going to get spotted out. But so far, it looks like no plays will be arising anytime yet.
Yep, we have our next objectives coming up in just over 2.5 minutes. Both the Baron and the next Drake arriving at the same time. Demon Hunters. X trying to find Shy Bishan. Renard is not exactly the most takey champion ever, and they do get the flash out of Shy Bishan.
Yeah, that is going to be free flash just by waiting in a bush. So good job there for Mick. Top turret still standing. I mean, they only picked up one turret on the side of Demon Hunters, which is quite surprising. Especially with a 2-item Jinx. Super far ranged with the rocket form. Should be able to just take up turrets, take up a lot of space here. Mini engage coming through. Not going to lead to anything serious, though.
There's
Look how much prio they've lost in mid lane. Look how far back they're pushed. Mash they should try doing something on the side lane. Maybe get Terps. Vrang would be really difficult with their team, so their only option, or the best option, is Terps, who is quite tanky though, so you might double think that. But they should try to do something on the side lane here with all this mid prio.
And especially as the timers tick down, the update on the objectives just over a minute now. But as you mentioned, with that extra priority they get with the longer mid lane, and ideally they'd be able to utilize those side lanes and the extra priority that they get a little bit closer to the objective spawning itself. So I could understand the reluctance to wait for the proper time to truly force the Demon Hunters back into, I guess, closer to their own base to be able to set up vision around their objective of choice, whether that be the Drake or the Baron.
Baron would be interesting to go for.
It's
a bit risky.
And obviously denying the soul point for the Demon Hunters be pretty valuable to prevent a really big pressure point from coming through. So yeah, more than likely it will be this Drake, especially now that they have moved towards
Nubly
the
is down
Path
here.
River. Yeah, it's all 5 members of the Catgirls trying to set up for this Drake spawning in just 10 seconds. Want to do their best to prevent soul points for the Demon Hunters. But Demon Hunters know strangers to committing a lot to be able to try to get some sort of priority for themselves. The teleport now from Terps coming through will arrive as the Drake has spawned. Put up a little pillar in the middle of things, but a flash in from Olves finds its way onto the backline, match the target, and the call of the Forge God finds its way go through the entirety of the Syndicate Catgirls, and it's a perfect engage for TMG Demon Hunters. That's how it's done.
Maj killing their own teammate in cold blood, the Berserk. And yeah, they kind of just waited around for Terps to get back in time. And once the Ornn is in position, it's pretty hard to win a team fight, as you can see. And Vrang doing a really good job of just sniping targets in the middle of the chaos. And nothing much you can do there. You could try to engage first. Unfortunately, for the Catgirls, not able to find anything. They lose Dragon. They're at Soul Point. They get the mid turret. And things are looking like they're back on track. After going off the rails for a little bit, looks like we've settled back in to the Demon Hunters in control of this game.
Yeah, almost 4K up. Have retaken that gold advantage as well as the Otacon, given that extra combat power sitting on soul points. It's not ideal if you are one of the Catgirls, or I guess all of them at this point in time. Actually, I don't know, this finally occurred to me. Do you think, as we have a few moments to wait around this Baron unless we get a really big moment, of course, why did I say that? Nubly is a target. He is a bit isolated. Will try to jump forward onto Vrang, but the burst isn't quite there from Terps and the LeBlanc. The Encore finds way onto multiple members, and the Call of the Forge God won't quite have the second cast, so Nubly opens up the kills to go in the way of this Catgirls, and Olves is just left alone, isolated. And that's going to be Baron for Syndicate Catgirls once again against the run of play.
Yeah, Demon Hunters like to make a really good play and then a really terrible play about 2 minutes later as they lose their top side there. And yeah, Baron going over to the Catgirls is huge for them. They already have tier 2s down in mid lane. If they can pick up all the rest of the gold on the map here, they will be at, I don't know, probably 4K gold lead, and that is going to mean that they have a chance, yet again, to win this game. They've been gifted an opportunity after it was wrestled from their hands. They are going to find, yet again, one more chance to win this game 1.
There is one point of like solace or reprieve, or I don't know if that's the word. Solace, I guess, is the word I was looking for the first time, but is that this Baron will expire before the Soul Point Drake does spawn. So it won't have those
3 minutes?
easily as natural. Yeah, because the Drake timer is like around, it has like 3.5 minutes, I believe, when it was taken. So
Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to give them that control. If they don't lose anyone here, as Nubly in trouble.
Oh, he's alone, but Ek is arriving. Called before God drops. Really good cycle to try to interrupt it, but a little bit too early. But the knockups finds to be on to 2. The Encore only gets Terps, won't quite matter as there's the first damage
That's Vrang
to take down Nubly. Ek and burned down by Terps. Vrang distorting forward, trying to find onto the Wukong, and Aquafelice finally claims Vrang. He's been so good so far through this game, but won't quite be able to hit the targets. And Syndicate Catgirls turn this fight around into a 1-for-3.
Vrang missed, couldn't find the kill, and now they're striking back with a vengeance. 2K up now. I mean, this gold lead chart is crazy. They pick up another turret. This is another tier 2 as well. Great bit of windfall for Syndicate here. Now, they don't have anyone pushing on the top side, so they aren't going to be able to pick up another turret at the same time. But that is a good look for them regardless. 1 minute. I mean, they should have prio for this dragon. They should be in position. Should be in the hands of the Catgirls. But I've seen that go awry a couple times already.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first time that the Catgirls have even had the gold lead at this point. I mean, we've had about it was what, 3.5 to the Demon Hunters just like 3 or so minutes ago. It was what a quick math, about a 6K gold swing in the span of a few moments. Absolutely huge for the Catgirls. That they're looking for a little bit more, of trying to get their way onto Alls, but it's a hostile takeover that finds its way onto Shy Bishan, who gets the kill from Maj, doing the damage onto his own team. And Delhi's free, hitting Call of the Portugal, gets its way onto the Wukong, and yet a final auto attack finds the mark onto Aquafelice, and only Maj is left. Will dodge out the zap. But as you were saying, Vrang flashes forward, gets the kill finally onto Maj. So 4-for-1, traded the way of Team G Demon Hunters, but notably is pushing down the mid lane, trying to get as much as possible out of this really bad fight from the Catgirls.
Yeah, did not go their way. For sure, as they are going to be losing Soul Point.
It's a perfect timing as well.
Nubly is going to have to do a 2 versus 1 and make that 3 versus 1 now.
They might be able to do it. Nubly, okay, never mind. Never mind. No.
Have to get the Jinx in that scenario.
Yeah,
not able to pull that off.
There's a Soul Point. But no, that's not Soul Point. That's Soul.
Sorry, that's Soul. You're right. That is Soul. As that is going to be one of the best souls in the game, especially into a team without a tank like Syndicate has right now. This Ornn is going to be an absolute monster, and it also makes getting Delhi that much more difficult. Killing Vrang that much more difficult. And, I mean, if you don't kill those two, no way you're going to win a team fight.
Yeah, and hey, you know, it is looking bad for Syndicate Catgirls, but we've had this game has been a roller coaster, and it's defied a few expectations in terms of how we expected things to be closed out. It's the Demon Hunters themselves, even though they win that fight and they get a huge boon from it. They haven't exactly been clean with the leads that they've managed to generate themselves. I mean, 3 or 4 times throughout this game where it felt like the Demon Hunters should have been able to close it out comfortably. They've been unable to do so, and while they probably have the best advantage they have now, I don't know. I'm not fully convinced that they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, a bit sketchy here. As the Fnatic Death Rush does not play out. Going in.
It doesn't look like the Demon Hunters are going to give up on it. Terps there.
Free damage on
the charm. Terps now having to flash away, getting only down to half HP, and the Call of Portugal finds its way onto Nubly is the target. I mean, look at how tanky Terps was. He survived so long with all 5 members of Syndicate going down onto him, and so now Nubly has to try to escape, but all the while we take our attention away from the Urgot because Alves has finally got that kill. But the rest of the Catgirls are able to escape.
And the soul paying dividends there because Terps did not go down despite the focused effort
And
of
he only got
Syndicate.
to half HP as well. It's like,
And
not only did he
that's
not go down.
yeah. So now imagine trying to do that, but there's Deli just shooting rockets at you. You know, that's a way different equation. If
Well, speaking of Deli,
Demon
that
Hunters
just
are in
might be the
position.
target of the Catgirls. In a bit of trouble. The flash.
They're going all in.
Finds its way onto the Jinx, and that will finally not be the kill as the turnaround is able to keep him alive for a little bit longer. The shutdown finally gets its way onto Ek. It looks really good for the Catgirls at first, but there's just too much survivability for the Demon Hunters. That's a clean ace for TMG DH. And I mean, it's about it's about as good as you could have expected from the Catgirls.
I mean, yeah. They got Deli, who did get resurrected for what a few seconds, and that's pretty much as good as a look as you can get, and still no dice. So, unless Demon Hunters are gonna make further mistakes, it looks like they're gonna be able to pick up the Baron in a couple of minutes here, and surely get some inhibitors.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Baron now up and available on the map. Demon Hunters have been using their advantage of the Mountain Soul to its fullest potential in these last few fights, despite how slightly out of position they were in that previous one. It didn't really affect them in the grand scheme of things all too much. And with the amount of vision that the Demon Hunters have scoped out in this top half red side jungle, it's going to be a very difficult approach for the Catgirls to do anything about this. As Vrang is spotted out though, but so is D-Shot, who is just going to get bursted down surely. The Seraphine has no survivability. Deli picking that one up, and that should be the go button for the Demon Hunters. They're going to look for a little bit more. They're going to get Maj, not quite going to get hit by the Zap or the Call of the Forge. Got the flash forward counter strike. Stun is able to set up another kill for Deli. No ADC, no support for the Catgirls means the Demon Hunters move straight onto the Baron once again.
Yeah, uncontested now. Could be stolen if they wanted to play for that.
I don't know about that.
Free turret access. Terps could have backed quite a bit. So that is going to be a turret in the hands of Syndicate now. Doing a good job keeping in the gold area. I'm not going to say that they're catching up, but you know, they're in a gold zone, you know, regional area. It's probably still going to be hard for them to win a team fight, but they're in it. They're hanging in there.
With Elder Drake spawning in a minute is it is the great equalizer. Now it is a bit harder to steal away an Elder from red side. But, you know, Wukong probably one of the best at being able to potentially steal that objective away if they can find a way in. But there's still about a minute until that spawns, so all the while the Demon Hunters would do their best to take position in and around this Drake pit and set things up as well as they possibly can. Terps looking to go a little bit further as well, knowing that he's so incredibly tanky and can buy so much time with just his health bar for the rest of the Demon Hunters to arrive, which they have. Shy Vision might have potential setup for the hostile takeover, but they go their way on to Deli, who is going to be marched to be able to resurrect should he come through, and it doesn't matter. Oh, onto the back line goes down D-Shot, and while it looked like maybe Syndicate Catgirls have found an isolated ADC, Deli survives. It's 5-0 to the Demon Hunters. Who even cares about Elder Drake at this point in time? Game 1 going the way of Team GDH.
Yeah, I would say it was a dominant game, and the scoreline might seem like it was a dominant game, but I'm going to tell you otherwise, because Demon Hunters definitely could have lost this at multiple points in time. However, they were the more consistent team. They had team fighting. Terps and Alves on the engage proved successful many times, and Deli and Vrang were able to deal the damage. And so they are going to be the victors. But make no mistake, I think Syndicate, you know, if they were a little bit more patient, if they played the macro a bit better, could have been the victors of this game as well. But on this day, Demon Hunters are so far doing better.
Yeah, and I mean, they did find quite a few fights. I mean, how many times did we say during that game that the Demon Hunters should have been able to close that out comfortably? Like 4, maybe 5 times, and despite that, the Syndicate Catgirls, they looked like they were within, I don't know, like clawing distance of the Demon Hunters, and being able to maybe eke out a late game surprise miracle all the way until, well, the Mountain Soul was claimed, and then at that point it just really fell apart. But really until then, it was largely Demon Hunters controlled, but they never really were able to quite grasp it as much as you probably would have hoped that they would be able to, or maybe even expected to, considering how dominant they've been in Titan Conqueror League so far this year.
If I had to pick a key point, one of the key points, well, if I had to pick multiple key points, one of them would be Rang getting that double kill in the early game, just getting a nice jump start that it's exactly what LeBlanc wants. And it was completely unnecessary, right? They Nubili goes for the turret dive solo, and then they catch the Wukong and Aqua Felix at the Grubs, trying to finish this Grubs before the enemy team shows up. Well, guess what? Demon Hunters were there, pick up 2 kills. Vrang gets a nice lead, starts to dominate the game, and you can see how the rest of that played out. So, shoring up that early game, especially at those team fight objectives, is going to help out Syndicate a lot.
Well, we'll have to see if the Syndicate Catgirls can turn this one around, or if the TMG Demon Hunters take them down for free. But we will send it to a break, because when we come back, it'll be game 2 between these two Titans, so don't go anywhere. After a bit of a break, and we are now back for the draft of Game 2 between Syndicate Catgirls and the TMG Demon Hunters. in what was a bit of a roller coaster, maybe more of a seesaw of a game one, Crims.
Seesaw, roller coaster, cycloid. It was cyclic in nature, back and forth, these teams getting the advantage in the game. But only one can rise to the top, and that was the Demon Hunters, just as a brief reminder of that last game. But we're going to be hopping into game number 2. And with the lead being in TMG's hands, it's on Syndicate to make the adaptations here. So the Morgana pick didn't end up working out. I thought it was good in the draft, but unfortunately they had some mistakes on top side. And despite getting the counter pick, Nubly with advantages in lane that were self-grown were eventually tossed, and Terps just ended up being a monster tank. So if that's what happens with counter pick, I may be afraid of what happens if Nubly blind picks into Terps, and we'll see if they end up going for that on the side of TMG.
They did that the first time around, and well, to be fair, Nubly did do good until the one really big blunder that completely turned it around. But bans are staying exactly the same, and so are the sides, at least in the first round of this draft. Interested to see what the Demon Hunters pull out this time around, especially because last time they opted into quite a few champions that they don't really play all that often, but Sivir is one that they do. Oh, wait,
I really don't like playing
That's
Sivir. I don't like picking Sivir if the enemy jungler hasn't been picked, and there's one jungler that's really good against Sivir, and their name is J4. Spoiler is an okay pick. You really get the range, and you can outpoke the Sivir. The best, if you want to engage support against Sivir, you go with Alistar, because she can't spell shield the knockup, because the headbutt gets in the way. Orianna is a decent pickup here. If they end up going J4 anyway, they're kind of signaling, they're kind of daring the J4 pick. In which case, maybe they're not too confident in picking it first. But we will see what they are going to do in this drag. Victor, the more scaling option into Orianna, but needs a lot of time. And the J4 gets taken away. I feel like Syndicate kind of knew this. Otherwise, they just picked J4 first instead. So what is going to be the response in the jungle?
Well, it'd have to be, I mean, Trundle's available, or you could blind
Sion's
Sion.
a good pick. Sion's a good pick.
Yeah.
Because now there's no more Trundle. You can pick the Sion for yourself. Adds a great front line for Orianna and Smolder. So I do like that. They're going to get rid of the Mordekaiser. Very good. They've been watching Worlds.
Yeah. I think also probably ban away other top laners. I don't know. Gwyn's not necessarily been popular, but potentially an option.
Gwyn's really been nerfed.
Rumble's been one that the Demon Hunters have been more than willing to play as well.
Rumble would make Orianna's life really tough. So Aqua Felix has to be really on top of the Flash if they do pick Rumble here. Set as well. That set's more popular in solo queue, but you know, set's really good into the Sion as well.
Yeah, jungle focus from the Demon Hunters.
Well, they could pick. They're gonna pick Nocturne for their Orianna combo, so that makes it's okay into J4. Again, spell shield doesn't work against J4 because he has the 2 spell combo. But we'll see as they get counter pick. Renekton in the top side. Not the best Renekton angle so far because Sion can survive into Renekton, but you really need 3 melees as they pick the Leona. So now you can definitely go Enchanter on the side of Syndicate here. I think Karma is good. Thresh is okay. Who are they? Thresh is actually pretty good. Who are they going to go for?
Especially into the Leona, but they're going to go for Alistar, not opting in for the enchanters that you would have wanted, but another one of those ball deliverers for Orianna. Sometimes can be a little bit iffy on using the Nocturne depending on the angle at which they arrive from. Sometimes there are a handful of synergistic issues between the Nocturne and the Orianna, even though it is relatively reliable. It's not exactly perfect, and plus Alistar usually does pretty alright into Leona anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Alistar's going to do fine in lane. Don't think that's going to be an issue. But it would just mean that their lane phase, if they went like Karma, Thresh, it makes their lane phase really dominant. And that can give Smolder a really good lead. And if you also are able to zone Sivir because she's short range, you could really affect her CS numbers. But I can understand going for an Alistar too. Add more engage into their comp. Never a bad thing, especially into a team that has double backline threat here. It's going to be the Victor Sivir as the main cogs in the machine for TMG. That's going to be their damage output. That's going to be how they're going to win these fights. Again, Demon Hunters love putting together a team fighting comp, and they've done it yet again. And with a Scion in their face this time, it might be a lot harder to win in game number 2.
Yeah, especially with how much disruption this Scion can get. I mean, we saw it last time around with Terps on the Ornn. I mean, obviously this time Nubly will be the one on the Mega Tank, but it's just as an example of how much like trouble that an unkillable tank walking right into the middle of your team can do. I think the game 1 performance from Nubly really highlighted that, and so, or not from Nubly, from Terps. The top laners are flipped up, but point still stands. And, well, not only from this series as well. I mean, the times we've seen Scion at Worlds specifically just kind of go Lamau no to death. It has been one that has been burnt into my memory. And really wanted to work out for it. At the very least, the Demon Hunters do have quite a bit of range to be able to kind of shoot past the Scion should it come to it.
They do have 3 engagers. Basically, they have Leona, J4, and Renekton. They're gonna want at least one flank angle because if Smolder or Orianna get to free hit in this fight, it will be pretty dangerous for them, especially if they get off a very strong engage. With that Scion and Alistar front line, this is a very strong front line, right? Alistar is going to hit the ultimate, have the damage reduction, not a lot of true damage on the side of TMG. So it's going to be really hard to burst through these 2 champions. And that means Victor's ultimate doesn't get juiced like we would normally expect.
And where I've loaded on to the Rift for the second time tonight. Demon Hunters looking to close this one out. While the Syndicate Catgirls themselves looking to send us to a game 3. Might not have any crazy things going this time around, and this time Shy Vision does not take heal, so he cannot lose that within the first minute.
You can't ignite yourself.
No,
which would be funny if you could.
Would it be also targeted onto any allies at that point? Because Ignite is point and click.
Oh, nice chunk onto Ring right there. Does get the ward. That's twice that they do this ward. The exact same ward, but the same exact player. Nubly was ready for it, but not the rest of the team. They do get the counter ward this time. So they are at least aware of that. They remembered from game number 1 there. We'll see if they can use that information. It looks about even in terms of jungler info.
Yeah, they'll both
that's
know
not
that
good
they're
walk
on
up there.
opposite sides, but it's a blind face check into the bush. Luckily, both supports do have the aftershock, and so really not that much damage goes through either way.
Yeah, definitely don't want to be face checking any bushes like that. Level 1 as well. Especially Alistar. Alistar is such a weak champion level 1. This champion does nothing. Needs at least 2 levels. Really wants to be at least 3 levels.
Headbutt Pulverize, definitely a lot stronger on this Alistar. You have to really wait for it, but if we're talking about a few of the summoner spells, again, it is not going to be the unsealed spellbook that we've seen supports take a lot recently. Instead, both will be opting for that aftershock. So the heal, at least early on, has a very distinct possibility in which it gets negated by an ignite.
Oh, they didn't go for the lane swap here. Wait, Alp's early gank, level 2.
Alp's flag drag gets the flash. Well, I mean, he doesn't get the knockup, but I mean, Aquafila is not going to be able to get away if he comes back around to the mid lane in a few moments.
Oh, Terps looking like they're looking for an early kill.
Towers there. The flash forward
Auto!
will get the auto attack necessary for Terps to get another solo kill in this matchup in the top lane.
That's not even the full case. It's another first blood for Terps up in the top side as well. Shy Vision here. No
and
flash on
Aquaphilius
Aquaphilius.
has no flash. Side Vision won't use a flash of their own to be able to close down the distance. Feel like maybe they could have committed that one,
round
but
two.
they'll go again.
I think Shy Vision should have flashed. There's zero reason not to flash there. I mean, Aquaphilius doesn't have flash. You can just flash into range. Super easy. Brain gets the kill.
Well, Ek has arrived in the
no.
top lane, and Terps is in the alcoves. There's not really a lot of room for him to navigate this one. Will double dash his spot away, but the fear drops.
Ooh.
And so there's nothing he can do at that point. Noobly will be able to answer for a kill of his own.
Terps did not TP, so that's probably why the kill ended up happening. Is now going to get the opportunity to TP, but does lose some minions there. As bot lane Alves hunting, looking for a play on the map. Just saw Eek on the top side, so going to find the reciprocal play on the bot side.
Really trying to focus Aquaphilius because no flash on the water cat. Hold on. Terps, the target once again. Another fear drops down, and he doesn't have flash this time around. Is healing up as much as possible, but it's not enough.
You just made me realize something. That water cat is. Oh my god! How did I not put that together?
Aquaphilius is water cat in Latin.
Why did I not put that together? How did I not? How was I not able to do that? I'm disappointed in myself.
Well, either
well
way.
done, Watercat. You won. You beat me.
I also was pretty sure Watercat's name was Aquaphilius for a long time before we get to the topic of the Water Cat. The headbutt pulverize finds its way onto Deli, but Shy Vision arrives in time to find his way onto Maj to have a relatively even trade in terms of health between the two ADCs.
And yeah, looks like nothing was expended there. There is a water cat though, but I don't believe the Latin name is Aquaphilius. But there is a water cat. Like that's an actual animal. Oh, flash coming through.
Shy Vision finds its way onto Maj. The ignite drops to the smolder, but he's able to flap away, and the headbutt back from Shy Vision separates him from Deli. So now the Leona is quite low.
Okay, no ricochet procs there at the end. Doesn't get the boomerang toss either, but the wave will be shoved as they expend a flash. But look at this, Maj held strong, didn't expend anything there. Interesting that they go for the Comet instead of what's the one that gives a heal and speed up. Now that I'm not remembering off the top of my head.
Gosh, I hate this. It was just nerfed too. The slow resistance was nerfed on it. Oh my god, it's picked by every single Oriana player at Worlds. It's so strong. It's the I know this.
Whatever. Okay. Anyway,
our brains are farting. Either way, Aquaphilius once again going to be the target of Rain, taking him quite low as he has no flash. He's able to get out of it.
Looks like Alves is going to be able to pick this one up. As does late smoke,
goes down. Going to arrive in time, but D-Shot trying to find his way in onto Vrang, who's very low. Not quite going to be able to track him down on the Nocturne. And the support has arrived to get Vrang out of there.
Well, they do pick up the first dragon as they are going to be resetting. Looks like they can actually contest Grubs as well. With the Renekton, I know Renekton is 1 and 2, but Renekton is one of the best champions topside for Grubs, especially with the ultimate
Phase Rush
available. Nah, not Phase Rush.
No, I'm pretty sure it is. Is it not?
The AD one. I would have remembered. Fleet footwork. Okay, fleet footwork. All you had to do is say fleet. I remember. Fleet footwork not being picked up by Maj there. Trying to go Comet.
Either way.
really low with no TP. So this should be Grub's angle. D-Shot.
We find a way in onto Aquaphilius off camera. but D-Shot is nearby to respond.
Oh, playing
Mordecai
defense.
going very low, will shield himself up, and it buys time
No
for
shockwave.
Nocturne to arrive. Now level 6, that's going to be Feats of Warfare going the way of Ek and Syndicate Catgirls as Rain goes down and Shy Vision within the eyes of Ek. But won't quite follow up on that Maj. He's all right. He'll just flap away, and yeah, he's all good.
Okay, so they're able to get to mid lane first because of the range of the Nightmare. And Nocturne was able to get there before Alves, leading to a kill, but looks like they're going to be able to get at least one Grubs uncontested. But the second one, Terps is backing, so this is going to be no Grubs. I don't see any reason for Alves to be here. This is a mistake.
He puts the flag into the pit, and we'll know that 2 Grubs are already gone, taken down to half HP by the time Rang arrives, flashing away. Alves will be able to get out, but doesn't get what he came for and loses his flash in the process.
Yeah, no reason to investigate there. Just clear your jungle. You're not going to get... I mean, if they're doing Grubs, they're going to kill you. And if they're not doing Grubs, you'll find out later when you decide to check at a better time. So, I believe that is just a flash being blown there from Alves. Potentially going to be fatal if they were to fight at Dragon in 2 minutes here. Because it looks like Syndicate are the ones getting an early lead in this game. Despite that first blood, it looks like they have picked up a good start here.
Yeah, I mean, the farming's been relatively equal across the map, with the exception of Nubili, but it's completely been negated by the fact they've picked up 3 kills for themselves, which always... The extra gold injection does feel quite nice. But, hold on, I had a point that I was going to make, and then I was going to transition into it, and then, my brain stopped working. Oh my god.
Don't you hate when your brain just stops working?
I really do. It happens a bit too often these days. But before we get to that, D-Shot might have a little bit of help from Ek. Won't really push their luck any further in this bot lane, though.
Right, here we go. Nocturne ultimate again.
Drop onto the mid lane. At first I thought it was going to be bot, but instead he comes from across the map into the mid, helps out Aquafelis, gets him the kill. And yeah, very, very textbook Nocturne gameplay.
I mean, no flash on Vrang. Good punish there. Exactly what you want to see. And, I mean, as long as Vrang doesn't have flash, just keep doing that on repeat. Just over and over and over again.
And so we have a very good pick from Ek, recognizing the advantage he has. Be able to lead a little bit more. Unfortunately, there's nothing really on the map at the time for them to take. But if we do believe that Paranoia cooldown should be able to be back up by the time the next dragon spawns in just under a minute.
Getting awfully close to it as both junglers are down here. Cataclysm is up. Meanwhile, Nocturne does not have that available.
Be a bit difficult to use Cataclysm. Madge has the flash, the flap, and flash, and D-Shot can just press R and decide not to die. So
yeah, it's gonna be really hard to make a play down here. Their best angle would probably be sending Leona and J4 mid to get Aquafelis, but it looks like that's not going to be available to them either. Syndicate are moving in, taking control of this jungle.
Oh, space checking, but
yeah, lots of down.
Get away. It's a really good
I don't think they can
blast
get this
cone,
dragon.
though.
I think they should set their sights for the opposite side of the map, but they are opting in here to this team fight.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of time for Delhi to arrive, so early on it's a number advantage for the Catgirls, especially as the teleport comes down from Nubili. All 5 members of the Catgirls arriving in around this Drake, and they'll be able to get it without much trouble.
Oh, they're going to go for the engage.
They're going to find their way on Vrang, whose flash has come back up in time, but he's not long for this world. His health bar is gone. And the side of the Catgirls are going to look for more. Shy Vision taken very low. Will he get away? Finally, Aquafelis gets that kill, but is returned for Nubli in the amount of time. Aquafelis taking a ton of shots from a ramped up tower, but he lives, and Ek also gets out. So really well executed dive by the Catgirls.
Yeah, Cyan ultimate. They had the shockwave. They were on it, and not to be outdone. Alves also locking in Ring with the Cataclysm. But the Ring was dead anyway. There's just nothing Ring could do there.
And now the victor once again has no flash. Has been pretty common target here for Catgirls, but actually I say but I'd say and will probably continue to be so.
Oh,
these shots not going to have his recall canceled, and we'll be able to get away comfortably.
Let's take those stacks here. 90. Yeah, I mean 90 is okay. We'll see here.
I don't
less
know
than
the
10 a
exact
minute.
numbers. That feels like it's a little slow. At least
It does
feels
ramp
like
though.
it.
It's not a linear. It doesn't scale linearly. It's exponential. Because once you get the 125, it's a lot easier to pick up your stacks. And Smolder hasn't been in a lot of skirmishes, so I guess 90's all right, but definitely could always do better, right? Always can do better.
Yeah, and while Shy Vision Moon is way up, gets slightly chunked. The Eclipse gonna help out with those extra damage resistance, but we got a point in time where we just kind of one of those awkward moments where there's no objectives on the map, so outside of a handful of random fights coming through, not much happens. So we can just take a time to sit back and relax, and well, potentially
Ellie's
look
all
out
by
for...
themselves on their lonesome here.
Paranoia is available, and it will be used to find the right odds Deli and gets a flash away from the ADC.
Oh, Alps has been
It's
spotted.
not just yet. All's flag drag will be interrupted by the shockwave, and Aquafelis picks that one up, saves the rest of his team any sort of trouble. So really good response from the Catgirls on the.
Oh, they don't have enough
attempted
damage.
Response, but up
They don't
to
have enough
top
damage.
lane, Terps is healing back up with the dominance. This Scion and the Alistar don't nearly do enough, as you were saying. That being said, Zombie for Nubly take a decent chunk of damage out of Terps.
That's exactly where Renekton wants to be, by the way. Yeah. Support, not in
Not
tank,
done
not
just
that much
yet.
damage.
Ring has no flash. He's out. Never mind.
There's no ultimate or anything there, so didn't think much would happen. Ring might be playing a little greedy though, trying to stack on the damage might cost him. No shockwave, but yeah, I mean that is exactly why you know Renekton gets picked a lot. Is you get a tank top lane plus another low damage, and Renekton just sits there, drain tanks them all, gets the kill onto the tank as well, and it's just totally fine in that scenario. And we can see this pick from Terps is paying dividends.
Yeah, 2 kills on the Renekton, 2 solo kills specifically. That time, the 2v1, it never really feels good to see that. Even though the Catgirls do have a gold advantage, there is one thing that Demon Hunters have going for them. It is Terps on this Renekton, sitting up over 30 CS, has the Black Cleaver completed, and delays a few items from Nubly having to get the healing cut on the. God, why is my brain failing me? The
Grievous wounds? I don't know.
Grievous wounds is the effect.
Okay.
Anyway, point still
Rebel
stands.
Vest?
Bramble Vest. That's exactly what I was thinking of. But
okay, I was like,
I don't know.
what part
I don't know
what
why.
part do you not remember? Is the part that I'm trying to figure out.
I don't. Sometimes your brain is just cooked, and it is what it is.
Could use a
way.
cup of coffee, but we're in the middle of the game right now. Dragon 20 seconds away. Syndicate already in the river. Alves is trying to make headway. Does get the second Vault Smite. However, level 10. This is not a level. This is not a level 11. So the Cataclysm has not been upgraded just yet. Okay, they're going to use the Rift Herald to attempt to get Bryo.
Probably be pretty successful with it. That's going to charge in. Won't quite be able to get the kill just yet on the mid lane tier 1 to be able to open it up. But as you said, it does give priority to the Demon Hunters in this pit. Or the Drake, Deli and Maj on at it. Will be Deli arriving first into the river, so there is still an advantage for the Demon Hunters in terms of numbers. They're going to start up the door. And actually, there was a control word and said that was getting autoed down, so
they're keeping it pretty spread. Oh, they're just going straight on the Maj.
Maj could be spot, taking him down to half HP. Paranoia dropped, but all the while on the other side of the map, the kill will go the way of Syndicate. Catgirls picking up Deli and now Shy Bishan. It looked really good from the Demon Hunters, but the flag drag finds its way onto Maj. But only the one traded back for now. Aquafelis in the sights of Terps. Going to flash forward, gets the stun. Does not quite have the burst enough to take down Water Cat. So trade 2 for 2 for now. A few of these health bars are still really low on the side of the Demon Hunters, especially onto Terps and Vrang. They are going to start up the Drake, so it could be a bit dangerous. D-Shot and Noobly don't do a lot of damage, but the teleport from Aquafelis will get him a little bit closer for now. Drake at 5k HP, getting burned down as fast as possible, but it's not quite fast enough for the Catgirls to arrive, and with the damage to Aquafelis, the Drake will go the way of the Demon Hunters, but can they get out? It flag drag finds its way onto D-Shot. Vrang will be able to get some extra damage down onto the cow as well, and in all this time, the rest of the Demon Hunters arrive to get their surviving members out of there.
Okay, they're able to actually pick up the dragon. That is not an easy feat. They didn't have Prio. They were able to eventually get it with the help of Rift Herald. And, I mean, Terps completely 1v1ing Maj here.
Aquafelis, I mean, recall canceled. Shockwave finds its way onto Deli, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a very strong member who on the side of Syndicate being taken down. And yeah, Terps just jumps into the face of Maj and says, "You are not participating in this team fight today." And basically completely zones him off the fight. Alves then sees the opportunity and picks up the kill onto Maj later. And so Terps is proving to be very, very strong. This is a dangerous crocodile and is helping their team get objectives so far on the map. So good luck for the side of TMG, despite the fact that they are actually behind in this game.
Yeah, and being able to fight their way for priority, especially if they're able to open up this mid lane tier 1, open the map a little bit more for them to go a bit deeper. All of us arrive, trying to find his way onto Match. Will flap away, but Cataclysm drops and gets a flash trade. So Paranoia is used to return their way onto the ADC of Deli, who uses his own flash. Another good flag drag gets the knock up onto the Nocturne, who gets killed by Vrang, who finally arrives. The collapse from the Demon Hunter takes a lot of time, but it eventually comes and gets an extra kill their way.
They're going to try to stop Noobly here. I don't know what the status is on this top turret. Yeah, that is not enough time.
Quite healthy. Noobly is very
Noobly's going to have to
tanky.
just play proxy instead here. The rest of the team in tow. Oh, they're just start straight into the Otacon. All right. Like the guts here.
Ooh, that is very ambitious because
Maj is low, though.
10 seconds away from respawning. As you mentioned, Maj is low. That is a very key member for Syndicate Catgirls. The Solar Flare finds its way only onto the Alistair. Would have been very key if it found the Smolder, but just a little bit short. Noobly now on the bottom side of your screen and in the top half of the map. Just going on a bit of a wild goose chase. Willie's Unstoppable Onslaught will be stopped by Vrang, though. Can Noobly get his way out of this mess? No, he cannot. But in all the time he's bought, it does mean
they get
that the
two turrets.
Yeah, I mean, it was so much time from Noobly despite dying.
They overchased.
Gotta say, that's pretty worth. And actually now the response goes its way on to Alves. He's way too far forward, only for Scuttle Crab. No smite available for the Demon Hunters. Is this the chance that the Catgirls take to try to pick up the Otacon? Unlikely, considering teleports unavailable.
Yeah. In true minded gaming fashion, we get a good play, followed immediately by a very questionable play as TMG lose another kill over to Syndicate, as well as 2 turrets for just chasing a Scion that is already behind. And yeah, I mean, this is the true Demon Hunters gameplay experience. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, and it's a trend that has kept up from not only not only this week but the last few, is they have been on broadcast 3 weeks in a row here on Titan Conqueror League, and I have been lucky enough to see the Demon Hunters play all 3 weeks in a row, and it's been pretty common that they're a fun team to watch. I will say that. But sometimes a few of the moments can be, well, I mean, we've seen them.
We're not here for perfect League of Legends. We're here for fun.
Speaking of fun, Ek
Otacon
might be having a bit of it now with the experimental hex plate completed on Nocturne, usually a really big item for him, getting that extra attack speed on the ultimate casts. Very important for Nocturne specifically.
10 seconds on this dragon. By the way, double Earth Drake, unheard of. As it looks like TMG might trade Dragon for Otacon here, as they're putting in multiple players up in this top side.
Onto it.
Yeah, they are. Okay, this is a trade.
Fake is up. Yeah. All 5 members of the Demon Hunters have arrived. Noobly might sniff something out. Perhaps the Catgirls can try to dissuade something from the Demon Hunters, but they burn down these objectives very quickly, especially with everyone arriving. Terps now going forward, trying to find a little bit extra on this fight, but he may have pushed his luck a little bit too far, going low, going finally down as Aquafleece picks that up, and now the Onslaught finds its way onto the Leona, who's CC'd forever. Double kill to Aquafleece.
They are losing a 5v4 right now.
It'll surely be the target. Actually, it's going to be their way on to Deli, and now the Shockwave will only interrupt things a little bit. The targeting from the Catgirls a little bit spread out, not really focused on any one member, and now Ek going to have to flash away, but they won't lose too much from a slight mistake.
So they end up picking the Otacon on the side of TMG, so they did get that. They lose Dragon, which in my mind, that trade would have been a-okay. But they had to also go and lose Terps and I believe one other Shibation in that last fight. And now that trade, not so much in their favor. However, not game ending. And we saw that as well in their last game, making a suboptimal trade for their Otacon. They do it again in game number 2.
Yeah, but this time around they are very much on their heels as they are down 4K. So really being able to get the Otacon, bit gassy. The ability to get the Otacon, considering they are at the gold deficit that they are, I mean, I feel like that's pretty worth just a single Drake not giving over. Obviously, ideally, would be able to pick up both that and the Drake because it would have been soul points. But I don't really mind the way TMG Demon Hunters played that out. Shot, Trouble does have access to the Unbreakable Will, and he does use it immediately. Pulverize drops down onto 3 members. Maj, a bit far away, can't really focus anything down because Terps does quite a lot of damage onto a few of these targets, but
what's a miss?
Shot's gotten low, and Terps pushes luck a little bit too far, trying to get in. Maj goes a bit too far forward, and now that's the go button for the Catgirls. Flag drag gets Olves out of here, but will it be far enough? Maj does a decent amount of damage, but luckily Vrang and Deli do more and dissuades the Smolder from going forward, but I don't think we're quite done just yet. Maj is in a bit of trouble. Dispatch goes down, D-shot, headbutt, Pulveride goes forward. He's not very takey at this point in time. Shutdown finds its way onto Vrang, but has Vrang gone too far himself? He does, but the trade back from Deli with the bouncing auto attacks finds its way onto multiple members, getting both Ek and Aquafleece. And with Maj so low, Syndicate Catgirls will have to concede this mid lane tower. Finally, with how low it's been.
Newbly might be in trouble now. Since the tower goes down.
He's pretty tanky. You said no tower, but he hardly takes any sort of damage.
Is there a black cleaver on Alves? I can't see. It doesn't look like there's a black cleaver on Alf.
It does not feel like it, and we do
get
there
confirmation.
Is not. No, there is not.
I know. I understand Terps has black cleaver, but that doesn't mean that you also forego black cleaver. So Terps is kind of, diving Maj in this in the backline. Unfortunately, this is not really the backline dive Renekton build. This is the frontline tank Renekton build, and you can see is having quite a hard time trying to catch this little dragon. However, with that last fight, gold into the hands of Delhi yet again. Remember game number 1. Once the Jinx got started, it was just a hellfire rain of rockets down on the Syndicate. And TMG might be looking to do that this time around, especially on the fact that Vrang has caught up. Look at the items. Look at the item discrepancy. It's not that big anymore. Vrang has recovered in this game beautifully.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw in that last fight how much damage this Victor can do was a big part of it early on. So it's hardly over for the Demon Hunters. Still within grasp of Catgirls. Not quite completely one-sided. Wet. That's not the words I was looking for. It's not quite as
Oh, they're gonna give him mid here.
I don't know what it is. Either way, important
looking towards
things. Baron has spawned.
Do they just start it? Okay, I would have respected that play. Oh, engage coming through.
Rob trying to find his way on.
Oh, the Sion flag!
Onslaught finds his way onto multiple. All the knockups come through, and Maj follows up beautifully. So from far away off the screens, the Catgirls find the engage. They'll take the Drake, go into Soul Point. They'll probably try to find a little more.
That is picture perfect Sion engage right there, driving it straight in to that 3-man knockup. Team G got absolutely blasted as they're gonna be able to pick up the 3rd dragon for themselves. Looks like they're on Baron, and they do have their Nocturne. No smite.
Yeah.
Now it's up.
Isn't here. He's moving his way up.
Vrang solo kill.
Vrang solo kill for the Victor. Shut down Vrang. But has he gone a little bit too far? Nocturne finally arrives. Will try to be able to take this Victor down. And the little sneeze from Maj will be able to answer that back. And so it's gotten very low. But Ek has finally respawned. But there was no vision to come through to be able to pick that up, but Mom's called, finds way on to multiple members. Can D-Shot get away? Flashing over the wall. Is he out? Yes, he is, I would say. It might be a little bit premature, but so is Maj and Nubili. Are they out? The Smack finds way on to D-Shot, and that's finally Alves picking up that kill. Unstoppable Onslaught to get away. Won't find its way. Interrupted by Alves. All the while, Maj traded back by Delhi. And so the Baron goes the way of the Catgirls, but they don't have all members alive to be able to use it to its fullest potential.
Yeah, it looks like they just have it on 2. And it's not the best players to have it on. Jungler is okay, but you really want it on a backliner. Sion, solo lane, perfect. Oh, another ultimate here thing.
Paranoia drop, going to try to find its way onto the Terps. Flag drag, going to find some CC, create some space for the Renekton, but now Alves on the wrong side of the map. The blast cone, the target for Alves, can't quite find it as Zach picks up the kill.
Sacrificing for the top laner.
Off his recall, he'll be able to get out though.
Yeah, Hexplate. Proofing Hexplate actually works, reducing that ult cooldown as level 16 Nocturne, so the cooldown on this ultimate can be quite low now in this game. So expect to see a lot of darkness from now on. Being able to push in the bot side here. This next dragon is going to be extremely important because if Syndicate do pick this one up, they're going to get the soul. The biggest advantage so far on the map. D-Shot is going to spot Vrang here.
Could be in trouble.
No flash.
Yep,
and just delete it.
There's just so much damage. Wow.
Yep. That's a gun. Well, I mean, fortunate for the side of TMG, there's nothing to pick up. So, if you're gonna die, that's one of the better deaths.
Or I don't know if it's one of the better deaths, but it's one of the more inconsequential ones.
An inconsequential death is one of the better deaths.
Uh, we saw the. We
Oh.
saw the noodly death earlier. Before we get to that, Ek may have pushed his luck a little bit too far off. Felix is here, but teleport coming down will try to turn things around
flare.
for the Demon Hunters. And now the Dominus is popped. X going low.
tanky
X,
Nocturne.
can he get anybody out? He gets
Oh,
out himself.
no.
Noobly gets the kill onto Shy Vision. There's so much committed to get the Nocturne from TMG Demon Hunters, but they can't quite get the target they came for, and it all goes the way of Syndicate, despite the way it was looking to start out. They might even look to try to end, and luckily, Frank and Deli are still alive. Those are the two big members that they need to be able to hold out. But will they be able to? Now the inhibitor within sight of the Catgirls. Do they push their luck any further? No, they do not, using the Hex Gates to be able to get out.
Yeah, they still have the Baron. Hard for Rain to stop the push right there with that Baron. And it just gets timed out perfectly for Syndicate. So they get, this spot inhib is the best case scenario for TMG. It's on the same side that Dragon is. Rain should be able to push this one out. No problem, make it to the Dragon. It is a bit sketchy to solo push because there's a champion called Nocturne in the game. Always a bit risky to solo push into this champion here, but Alves can just shadow, and Rank should be able to push out.
Not only
So they're going to send Terps instead.
But not only is it a Nocturne, it is currently X Nocturne, who is not only doing a lot of damage, but relatively tanky, as we saw in that last fight. A bit pseudo-tanky with his build, but Paranoia dropped. And now with the Shockwave followed up, finding its way onto Rang, who's killed immediately. And Olves, now the target.
With that front line.
Will try to do the best he can to be able to survive things out. Deli's auto-attacking away, getting as much damage down, but it's not nearly enough. Quadra kill going the way of Maj. And while the Demon Hunters do their best to be able to survive this one as long as possible, finally the Catgirls find the fight that they need to take game 2.
Yeah, and that front line I was talking about, Deli, he did no damage in that last fight. Just couldn't beat the meat wall. That is D-Shot and Nubly here. And they're just going to happily destroy these two turrets, pick up a win in game number 2, and even up this scoreline here. And this is an important game. Syndicate pick up this win here. They're going to be able to find themselves on the top of the pack. Meanwhile, TMG going to find back-to-back losses and will probably not be able to catch up to the top team in Dorado. So picking up the win for either team right now is extremely important for their standings. And we're going to see how they do in this final game 3.
And so with that, that basically covers it. We are going to send it to a short break. When we come back, it will be that decisive game 3 between two of our top teams here in Titan Conqueror League's Group A. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a few short moments. We are back for the final game this evening between the Syndicate Catgirls and the TMG Demon Hunters, and it's been a hectic ride to get to this point, Crims. And well, now that we're here, it feels like that it'll only get a little bit more so going into the game 3.
I don't expect the chaos to be stopping anytime soon. In fact, it might even be crazier unless both teams somehow get cold feet right at the end, which would be disappointing, as we are hopping into the draft for the last time today here. And some adjustments that maybe either team could be making. You know, it's kind of tough. I think that so far the better drafts have been winning. And I think right now, both teams winning off just getting a tank in the top lane. Whoever's got the tank, whoever's got the better front to back has been winning these games despite how the early game has been going. So that might just be the angle for either team. Either get that front to back or pick some kind of team comp that disrupts it. And last time Syndicate were able to get both of that in their team comp. Nice dive and frontline comp. As both teams on different sides. So draft's looking a little bit, I mean, surprisingly it looks the same, but it should be different.
Yeah,
I guess
the bands remain exactly the same. And it is a bit unfortunate because that's usually one of the fun things in Fearless is if the bands can change up, you want to leave something open to maybe take away for yourself, force a different band from the opponent, but instead they just opt into the handshake bands that we've seen all series. But now Noobly going to opt, not Noobly, Syndicate Catgirls are going to opt for the Caitlyn, and do not be baited by this Tristana because TMG Demon Hunters really like flexing this around the map. They've played it in every single series they've had so far this season, now that it's been locked in, but it's been a bit 50-50 on whether it goes mid or ADC.
Ooh, the Zyra. That's a good counter pick into the Amumu. Both of them can be like played jungle and support, but Nefiri does definitely solidify a jungle pick here for Syndicate. Kind of weird to be picking Nefiri. Like, you usually only pick it when the enemy team picks like Vi, but it is one of the champions that can follow the Tristana around, and that is going to be a Karma pick for the side of TMG. I was gonna say support, but Karma can also go mid lane, you know, so it's one of those. So we have a lot of role swapping potentially, or flexing going on right now.
That is what the Demon Hunters really like to do a lot. They have their set of champions, but basically anybody on their team can play it. I feel like more of the more extreme examples that they've popped out in the past has been the Rumble Jungle. We're not going to be able getting that this time around with the Amumu locked in, unless there's the hypothetical scenario in which it goes support, but more than likely not. But it's just really what the Demon Hunters like to do the best, is keep you on your toes in your draft and who might go where, and leaves them with plenty of options. But in terms of options they're going for, Gnar will be the blind top lane for the Demon Hunters.
Ooh, I think Poppy is underrated pick here for Syndicate, to be honest. Really nice into the Amumu and the Tristana, one of the only champions that can lock it down. As we get a Malphite into the Gnar. Malphite is actually a champion that beats Gnar in lane, even though it's a tank. And that's because mini Gnar cannot defeat the unstoppable ultimate that is Malphite. Veigar going to be picked up really good into the Amumu and Tristana. Again, it blocks dashes. So if you cross the event horizon threshold in the Rage Cage, you will be stopped. Akali, though, of course, is very strong into the Veigar. Despite this, just a champion that can gap close, get on top of this champion, and get them out of the fight early here. As we have our team comps, Karma Tristana, not the strongest bot lane in my opinion. They did pick up the Karma in counter to Zyra. They need range and poke to beat this Caitlyn Zyra lane, but I'm gonna be real, this is not an easy bot lane to do. Deli Shibishan, they're gonna have to pull off some kind of crazy engage, because Karma likes to poke and Tristana likes to go in. It doesn't really go together in this way.
Not only that, they're also really outranged in this matchup, because it's like how do either of them really get close to either Maj or D-Shot to really do anything, especially in the early levels with how much range the Caitlyn has, with how much safety the Zyra is able to give herself, as well as, you know, just kind of push the wave out a little bit more, getting those plants to hit the wave. It could be very difficult for Deli and Shy Bishan, but it is very much their comfort zone in terms of what they like to play. This will be Deli's 5th game of Tristana on the split. If I counted it out correctly, there's obviously the chance that I may have not, because we're not on week 7, and somehow that would make 7 games of Tristana if I'm counting it correctly on my notes. So I miscounted somewhere, but either way, the point is that Deli's played Tristana a lot, and that's it's not ideal, I don't think, but they probably know it a lot more than me. But before we get into that, Vrang is the target once again in the same spot of the jungle we've seen every game so far. Terps now is rotated down, and Alves
you start?
Potentially... No, he didn't. He started the E instead, gets a little bit of damage, but now the move is onto Aquafelis, who does have to flash away from the grouped members of TMG Demon Hunters.
Yeah, you 100% save your level up for Q start there. Not only that, you get 2 bandage tosses when you level Q. So it's extremely powerful level 1, and I'm pretty sure Aquafelis would have been dead. And they could have even picked up another kill. There's no telling how much damage that could have done if they saved their level up.
At the very least, there's no flash on the Veigar, so a very vulnerable target, especially having no teleport either. If he gets taken down early on, TMG Demon Hunters could have really started to run away, especially with Vrang on the Akali, and the ability to just snowball away on this champion could... It could become a potential issue, but obviously let's wait and see if the Demon Hunters capitalize appropriately.
Looks like they are not dominating bot lane here, but they are definitely winning despite the karma. And that is going to be exactly where Caitlyn lane wants to be, pushing. And if they get to hit the turret as well as poke Deli, that is going to be a very powerful start for Syndicate bot lane.
Yeah, especially with the extra turret plating gold and how difficult it can be for Tristana to farm under the tower with the explosive charge passive doing damage to minions around it. Tristana definitely struggles farming under tower. We're already seeing that kind of coming through here early on, as there's an 8 CS advantage within the first 3 minutes of this game to Maj. As those waves go into the tower, again, we should expect to see that advantage to increase even further.
Not going to spot out in the jungle just yet, but they're going to have an inkling of where this Neferi will be.
I think they might have saw Neferi on the Raptors.
Alves invading, but giving up 2 camps for this invade. Still has smite. Oh, this is a gank, not an invade.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
Here it is.
Gank angle, but D-Shot and Maj are very healthy. The flash forward from Shy Bishan will drop to find the snare, in which it does. And the amount of burst available to the Demon Hunters is huge. Can Deli get away with the rocket jump? And the heal does, but Shy Bishan
wait a
takes
minute.
a really odd path around. I feel like Shy Bishan was surely out of that one if he just moved to the top side of the screen as opposed to moving back down and around that little area of the river and the lane meet. Is a bit of an odd decision from Shy Bishan.
So, honestly, that is not going to be too bad for Syndicate. They are going to be able to be ahead in camps on Neferi. They get a kill back for their AD. Their AD still taking a commanding position in lane, and they're going to get double scuttle. So, even though they got first blooded, that is going to be still a very good position for them. And they had to have known Neferi was down there.
And speaking of Neferi's location, well, Deli might be in trouble before we get to that.
Oh,
But
might be a
the option
lethality
for
killing
Ek
build.
is to go in, and now the flash
flash.
from Alves finds Aquafelis, who has no flash from that level 1, nowhere to go. Second kill of the game going the way of the Demon Hunters.
There we go. Honestly, I was probably looking mid lane, especially with Flashless Veigar is very powerful, very strong. So I like that pickup right after. But still, bot lane gonna be in a great spot. I mean, look at the CS difference. Look at they're now starting to hit up the turret. It's gonna be pretty rough for the bot lane of Delhi and Shy Bishan.
You didn't mention, I don't know if it'd necessarily be a lethality Caitlyn game with
Yeah,
the
I
first
think it
strike.
is.
It
Yeah.
could be, but I mean, you get a lot of value from this first strike regardless. But we'll have to see because Maj has yet to recall.
Oh, Newly level
Wait and
6
see, but
first.
you're talking about this matchup and the unstoppable force from Nubly. He's rock solid as he picks up yet another solo kill tonight.
Yeah, that is a great pickup there. And got level 6 first. Unexpected. Nara usually gets level 6 first in that lane. Was behind on the curve. And good start for Nubly. Getting the first kill this time around. Alright, D-Shock gonna stick around. As this is good dragon timing from Mouse. At least they get that.
The move does free things up a little bit, and the recall cancel for the Shy Vision is around, so at the very least, you pick up the first strike is still kind of sit around, still
Not
relatively
good.
even at this point in time.
Not good for the Caitlyn lane to lose dragon. Usually Caitlyn wants to get dragon stacks going in the game early. Especially if this is an lethality Caitlyn, which it is.
It is.
So
Yeah.
losing the first
Going
strake's
for
gonna
the
hurt a little bit.
collector. You ever see the just one TikTok account that's called the Collector, and all it does is comment the Collector on League of Legends videos, and well, I feel like it's a bit relevant because Maj is already a good distance there before he gets to that. Terps has hit
Won't be
Mega
a
Gnar.
kill, but it'll be a nice trade.
Nubly's pretty tanky. He's alright. Yeah.
Oh, not going first item. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
Force Terps
Chancing
no
it down.
longer in Mega form, and now with the Neferi in the top lane,
Neferi's not even
hopefully be the one
necessary.
to pick this up. I mean, it's not necessary, but it's 300 gold to Ek, which will now be ticking over as the feet go the way of
the minions!
Syndicate Catgirls.
The
But the
minion
minions straight over to the bottom lane action onto Shy Bishan. Double kill going the way of Maj. It's a failed gank in the bot lane for the Demon Hunters as well. It is catastrophe for the Demon Hunters.
Oh, that was intentional. Did you think that was gonna slip past me?
What?
Oh no, Nubly!
Oh my god.
The fast
Oh,
back.
I mean, it's an
The fast
execute.
back.
It's
The
an
fast back.
execute.
The pass back. Strategic. You said catastrophe. I heard. Okay. They're gonna rotate their bot lane up, and they're gonna have their Malphite TP bot here, which is actually really good. Malphite is not TPing bot. Still not TPing bot. We're gonna walk the bot lane. All right, that's the decision that they're making, as they lost the wave there. It looks like Delhi is gonna back as well. So yeah, questionable to drop the wave. If they're gonna get that TP, I think they're really scared of a Grubs 5v5. It looks like it's gonna happen.
Which it could potentially come through, so perhaps this option to save the teleport from Nubly will come in. Ulf's waiting out the ult, the untargetable from the Neferi to find the ult onto Maj. First kill going the way of the Demon Hunters. And it's a shutdown for Vrang, and it's a very important target for that gold to go onto because Vrang's been quietly getting a little bit of a gold lead now, but it's they found the Neferi, and Ulfs will pick up that kill. And so, despite how things were looking just a few moments ago, the Demon Hunters turned things back around, and that has just generally been the story of the series so far.
Oh, Aqua Felis. Don't think D-Shock can save it.
Oh, it's a good
Nubly can,
snare
though.
onto 2 targets. And that does get Aquafelis out.
Face checking the Malphite. He's very dangerous here. As I'm gonna just go ahead and make some lane adjustments. Malphite back in the top lane. As there's gonna be 1 minute and 40-second break before Dragon comes. And I'm imagining we're gonna get another fight here. Both these teams, They don't like straying away from the objectives.
They don't really shy away from combat, especially around these objectives. As you mentioned, it has caused some very interesting moments so far tonight. I mean, just barely getting out of range of that ult from Aquafelis, keeping himself alive. Be alright and be able to get away, but no teleport means he might miss out a little bit of gold.
And yeah, we can start to see item difference here. Fully complete item on Mash.
Oh, will land the bandage toss onto D-Shot, who does flash away.
There's the
Can he get
ultimate.
out of the range of the snare? No, he cannot. D-Shot's not long for his world. Olves gets that kill, but this separated focus does Mirage, gets a few auto attacks down, gets a trade of kills. Deli finally claims the Caitlyn, but the response, Nubly, can he get one more auto attack onto Olves? He does, but now Deli auto attacking away. Can he get the explosive charge to get to proc? Not quite. The follow-up from Ek will find his way onto Deli with no rocket jump, means this Tristana finally goes down with a flash follow-up, but the teleport down from Terps and Vrang arriving means the Interferi just has to get out, but is on the wrong side of the map.
Wait a minute.
Away. Nubly has arrived. Nubly, what are you doing here? Nubly, what?
Nubly!
Nubly, I don't know what you're doing, because now Interferi's not going to get out either. The Eclipse shield, not enough to save Ek, but the ace of the hole drops the shield from Shybishin, saves Ring. Margins, very fine margins, but now in the mid lane, we don't get to stop the action. Always find his way onto Aquafelis, but this Amumu doesn't necessarily do a lot of damage, and I mean, alright, I mean, he finds the stuns though. Aquafelis, the target for Deli, so even though Olves dies, he gets the kill and the gold onto the Tristana. I gotta say, that's pretty worth.
This game quickly devolved into chaos. As expected.
Yeah.
As expected there. BF Sword purchase from Ash. This is going to be a very, very dangerous Caitlyn here. Might get this turret plate and does get the solo plate at that. Dragon is up. Nubly, no TP. Terps, no TP. There's going to be a no top lane team fight here. As both teams are just not really jumping at this dragon right now.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of patience has been gained after a bit of nonsense, but of course, right as you say that, Olves is moving towards that Drake, but the push in the bot lane, the Demon Hunters will be able to... Oh, wait, hold on. Karma might be caught out. Shybishin, the target of the Demon Hunters, taken down to half HP, able to heal up with the Mantra W, and they are able to return the kill. Not quite.
Hopping over the wall.
I was able to say they got Ek, but the damage just wasn't there. Olves, the target, trying to chase down the Neferi, healing up with the Eclipse and shielding up.
Oh, nice.
Is all right. They're not going to be able to kill Olves just yet, but the Event Horizon finds its way onto Vrang. Not a lot of members of the Demon Hunters around to be able to follow that up, but through the survival of Ek, these Drake will go the way of Syndicate Catgirls.
All right, they are playing aggressive here in this bot lane. They sense blood in the water. They can feel it, a weakness, and they are abusing this bot lane, who I had a lot of reservations about, and it looks like it is proving to be true in this game.
It's definitely not ideal for the bot lane of the Demon Hunters, but luckily they've been able to get a few kills onto Tristana to be able to not keep pace with Maj, but also not become so incredibly far behind and useless that Deli can't do anything. He still has the Until Wild Arrows completed. Is the tier 2 boots. Again, not ideal, but definitely could be worse for the Demon Hunters, especially considering that they're really only about 1.5k gold down through all the mess. Of course, as I say that,
gets
the
it.
target for the Catgirls, taking this Gnar down low, doesn't have a lot of rage left on the mini form, and so Nubly with the unstoppable force will find the target.
Yeah, Malphite Neferi may be the worst case scenario for Gnar. That might be the two of the worst champions there. So hard to get away from, and they just get another kill onto Terps, who is having a rough time this game. I don't entirely blame Terps. Again, the draft, not really in the favor of Terps, but definitely having a rough go-around in game number 3.
Yeah, only having the Triforce at this point at 15 minutes doesn't feel great. Is also down on farm compared to Newbly's, struggling 0-3. But luckily, I mean, you get one really good R in Mega Form, and that turns things around. And well, Vrang is 4-0 on this Akali, and can definitely pick off a few targets to maybe turn the fortunes around of the Demon Hunters.
Maybe we're going to catch this top wave. Rift Herald spawned in, is on the map. Alv's trying to counter jungle, but Aquafelis is going to be able to strike first. This is definitely a give. Jungler on the bot side of the map, that's a give.
Yep, and that will be Herald going way of Catgirls, and with the Herald going their way, that will also be Feats of Strength getting picked up. With a little extra going into their inventory, obviously with how low a few of these turrets are.
Wait, that's a kill. We missed it.
Oh,
that was
oh yeah.
dive.
Vrang picking up that kill. So more gold into this Akali is the main hope that, recall, Aquafelis just really low under his tower. A bit
definitely
close.
Should have been respectful. You saw Alves already on the bot side. Definitely don't have a ward over the wall, so should not walk up in that scenario. As the Caitlyn Zyra take turret number 2. And it's going to be very hard to stop this Caitlyn as of right now. Dive 2, potentially opening up top side here. Newbly does have ultimate. There it is.
Rage available on Terps. Can he get the Mega Form in time before going down? The hill drops he just might do. He's out. They can't really find a way to be able to turn this fight around, and so even though they get Terps out, they lose the top lane tier 1 to really open up the map more for the Catgirls. But all slash forwards finds his way onto Newbly, who responds. The flash.
Oh, look at that damage.
Own.
That is half HP in a second.
Onto Mumu, no doubt.
Yeah. I like Frostfire Gauntlet against Gnar, because once you get on top of him, you can use the slow. It basically prevents any escape from the Gnar. And a lot of champions do have a hard
Cape
time.
Is such a classic.
They buffed that item in the last few patches, right?
They did.
It might be better now. It might be better now. I prefer Malignance Frostfire into Gnar. That's just me though. But it really makes Gnar have a rough lane feel Malignance. But you know, that's just, I like playing a little greedy. You know, I can't go full tank. But Newbly really playing for the team here, going for the Sunfire.
Yeah, and it's quite ahead over the Gnar.
Newbly does have TP, so if a fight were to break out right now, that would be heavily in favor of Syndicate.
Say that, but Vrang, if you look at that gold total for Vrang, it is rivaling that of Maj, and if you could find a good angle in somehow, it's easier said than done, considering how their team has fallen around him. He can't,
however, is fighting. This is a great way to stop the TP advantage. If you just fight the enemy top laner, they can't just TP in your face. Trap wall is down, but it's not. That is quite a big gap. Hard to block off. Alves can steal in position. TP coming through.
Going to teleport down. Curse of the Sad Mummy finds its way only onto the 1. It's a good untargetable from the side of Ek. So they just burst down the Mumu really quickly, and Shy Bishan has to flash away from an on-charging Newbly, but the follow-up is there. Unstoppable Onslaught finds its way onto 2, and the Catgirls are looking for more. The ult finds its way onto Telly, who's surely going to get burst down by this dog. Newbly going to follow up, going to find a slow. Of course, I may have told us little lie. Deli does eventually find his way out, but it's still a massive win for the Catgirls, who look to open up the map all that much more. Look to run away with this one. They have not slowed down from the start of this game, and they importantly also managed to pick up Vrang, really the only one target who could really threaten them in any sort of capacity.
Is Syndicate allowed to play Neferi? Because they're called Catgirls, but Neferi is a dog. Maybe this should be illegal.
hold
They're
that
not the
thought.
furry girls. They're the cat girls. This is a dog champion. All I'm saying.
I see the point. Like I said, give me a moment to think about that. Do we actually have? We don't have a lot of cat champions in League of Legends. I mean, there's Yumi,
There's
obviously,
Nidalee. There's
but,
Nidalee. There's
oh, Nidalee,
Yumi.
right? Dude, I don't know why. Never mind. There's Nidalee and there's Yumi, but
Yeah, Nidalee, Yumi. Oh, there's gotta be one more. Hold up.
Sure,
Does
right?
Katarina have a cat girl skin?
Technically, I mean, if we want to go that way, and if we want to go off of technicalities, for counting skins though, we have like a million different robots in League of Legends though, and I don't know where I was
don't know
going
if
with
there's any
that
more
point.
cat. There's gotta be
I
one.
think so.
I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well.
Before we get to that, Frang is the target of the
Oh,
Hunters.
dodging and execute.
I mean, if the Catgirls will be able to get out.
Oh,
but,
the flash didn't work.
Yeah, it just really sets up the Caitlyn to get more gold. Shy Vision the target now, and is going to heal him up a little bit with the Imantra W, but it's just really
Trying
not
to
going to
give the
matter
kill.
eventually.
They're
right?
really trying to
There
give
we
the
go.
kill, but Nubly says I have to take it. As the Rift Herald plus Caitlyn are going to go barreling down with bot side here. You know, the rest of the team are going to try to pick up the Otacon. A bit risky to split up like this. Alv's in a decent position to kill Caitlyn, but is going to be more concerned with Otacon. His ward is
Real
spotted.
spot. And now the
Yeah,
turn
now Alv's
is
in
on to
position.
Alves. Curse's Sad Mummy will buy him a little bit more time.
Alves, you should have just tried to
Yeah.
kill the Caitlyn. Why would you? Why were you looking at Otacon? The Caitlyn's right there, man.
See, but consider how cool it would have been if he stole Otacon.
It would have been mildly cool, but killing Caitlyn would have been cooler, in my opinion.
No, but I mean, okay, maybe cool isn't the right word. Funny. How funny it would have been if you managed to steal that.
Okay.
But
All right, I forgot. We're going for fun here. Maximum fun.
yeah. No,
I just Otacon is overrated. My hot take of the day. Otacon's overrated. Okay, people put too much value on Otacon. People put it like an equal value to Baron. It is not equal value to Baron.
I mean, it's a nice permanent buff, but in terms of this situation that we're talking about, it was definitely a little bit overvalued by Olves. We mentioned there was a potential flank on Tamaj, and I think it was D-Shot, who were standing basically on top of each other. The Cursed Sand Money would have been a potential setup for Shybishan and Delhi. But it is what it is. And now Syndicate Catgirls are at a 7k gold advantage. Probably, I would almost actually say with certainty, that is the highest gold difference we've seen through. Oh my goodness! What empowered auto attack from Maj finds the target, but Frank trying to get his way onto the Caitlyn, stunned up by the baby cage. Nowhere for him to go as soon as he's stunned, and it was a valiant effort from Frang, and if there was somebody to be able to turn the fortunes around of the Demon Hunters here in Game 3, it would be the Akali. Just a little bit too much for him to handle, though.
Good wall.
Jake finds
Here we go
onto
again.
Mumu, he's just burnt down. And now the Unstoppable Force finds its way onto Terps and Shy Vision, who Shy Vision does manage to survive for a little bit longer, and the Nara gets the Nefiri low and into tower range, but she just goes untargetable because that's a really fun ability to just say, lol, no. And only Delhi's left alive, and Delhi doesn't really do all that much damage, but the Catgirls won't push their luck and instead turn their eyes to the Drake to extend this one out a little bit longer and not try to throw the game at in a way to end it, because they know that, well, really if they don't, what are the words I'm looking for? That they basically just have to exist to win the game and not throw away any sort of advantage they have.
Yeah, and I mean, looking like this is the most dominant game for sure.
Oh yeah.
The most dominant game, and it is by the Catgirls here, and this is going to be a really big win for them to pick up. And TMG, after aiming for first, will be getting knocked back a peg yet again, not being able to find a rebound. And we're almost approaching a 10k gold lead here. So Syndicate, how well can he close out this game? Is going to be the question.
Be a lot easier than before, considering their gold
another
lead, and
catch.
they find their way onto Terps, who almost has Mega Form. Won't quite matter though, down to half HP. We'll have to retreat.
I flash ult
Use
there.
that extra HP.
Ooh, here we go. Nubly? Oh, come on.
He's just going
Come on,
to farm a
Nubly.
little bit to secure.
Okay, how about now? There we go.
There we go. Unstoppable Force finds its way onto 2, and the link up with the baby cage does so much. Finally, this one felt inevitable for a while. The more it's inevitable,
Bring. Oh, the sad TC. Can't stop it anymore.
Honestly, I was hoping for perhaps a little bit more of a hype game 3, especially with how this series has typically been back and forth. But it's the Catgirls. I mean, really, it is a thorough and calculated, cool 25.5-minute game in which, other than like the first 5 minutes, it was never really in doubt that they were going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, the Kaylin off to a good start. I like their draft a lot better in this one as well. Got some key counter picks. The Nefiri ended up being very good into the Tristana and the Gnar. And, I mean, just was able to pick up kills off the back end. Really hard to get away from Nefiri. Is that champion perfect for chasing down low health members of the opposite team and able to put it together? And I have to say, the bot lane, Maj, D-Shot, excellent job, did what you need to do to win the game. And the draft from the side of TMG was completely punished. A Tristana Karma lane. There's a reason why no one plays Tristana Karma. And this is the proof here.
Especially opting it into such a long-range matchup. We already saw the Caitlyn as well to then pick it there.
I think they had to put Karma mid. Like, no choice but Karma mid. Maybe just Nautilus bot lane. You need something that goes in. Otherwise, Delhi can't play the game.
And Delhi couldn't play the game. And, well, I mean, I say couldn't play the game. Honestly, Delhi probably did about the best they could have done considering the situation. Vrang also, I mean, as I said, it was the only hope for the Demon Hunters in this one, but it was just a bit too much considering how things went down. And yeah, I guess that'll conclude it here for the Titan Conqueror League in Week 6. We would have liked for the final game of the series to be a bit more explosive than it was, but fair play to the Catgirls. They just ran away with it, and were very comfortable. And now they move up over the Demon Hunters, who, I mean, they had no losses before last week. Now 2 in a row, admittedly, against some of the top teams. So I feel comfortable that they should be able to bounce back from that. But perhaps a few question marks that might be raised. I still trust in their ability to be able to come back from that one. But unless you got anything else, Crims,
nope.
I believe that'll be it from us tonight. So thank you for tuning in. I've been Isaac. He's been Crims. Behind the scenes has been Shivam. Running things, bringing you this series. And so, yeah, have a good night. Hope to see you soon.